What up, what up, what up, what up to another edition of Moment with the Messiah. You already know what it is, baby. It's the one and only Mr. Vega holding it down for the IE Killer California. Honest assholes in the building. First and foremost, I want to thank each and every one of y'all that's been rocking with me. I've been going strong for 2 years. This has been a very productive last 4 months with the show. Like I've gained so many followers. I've gained so many new people, and I'm just loving what I'm doing, and it's only going to take off even more in 2024. So again, shout out to the crew, shout out to Big Mizzle, shout out to Eugene O'Neill, shout out to D Nut, shout out to Juicy, Sasha, Lala, the whole squad, baby. Now, y'all already know I'm very big on introductions. Like every person that I bring on the show, I always make sure I give them the proper introduction. And I've been rehearsing it for the past 20 minutes. And I decided, okay, let me start off like this. Now, tonight's guest, first of all, I came across this sister page. I was scrolling through my stories, and it just so happens that I seen a sponsor. You know how they do the sponsors for on Instagram, and I seen what she was doing, and I was like, wait, go to the page real quick, and then I went, and I was like, oh, well, I see exactly what she. Like, that is dope. That is dope. So with that being said, my guest tonight on a new episode of Moment with is Ms Locha Brooks. Did I say it right?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Vega. Yes, Locha Brooks.
Yes, I was making sure I said it right because I'm big on making sure people names is good. So I'm glad I knocked that one out the park. I want to thank you for coming out tonight, sister. How you doing?
All is well. All is divinely well. Again, thank you for that. When you reached out, listen. I saw the name of the podcast. I said, "Honest A-holes." Let me see what they got going on. But I will tell you this. I appreciate the invitation to come. And when you asked about me speaking in regards to education and for our community, it was an easy, solid, of course, for me. So I appreciate what you're doing for the community, and shaking it up with the content that you're putting out there. So again, thank you, Mr. Vega, Mr. Messiah, for allowing me on your platform to come and share. I love this. I live and breathe education reform, and it is a pleasure to be before you today.
Thank you, thank you. You see, the energy is out there, my people. This is the goal that I go for. This is exactly what I do. Like the moment you tune in to Honest Aho, especially the moment with the Messiah segment, I just go off of energy, and that sister's energy is there, man. So I'm gonna take a page out of Drunk Champs and just start clapping for you. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for again. You know what I'm saying? And thank you again for noticing what I'm trying to do. Like, I feel like, and this is something that I was talking to my bro Eugene O'Neill about earlier. Shout out to bro. In 2024, I am going against all the stereotype negativity about Black people not sticking together, not
Hey,
knowing how to come together. I'm a prime example of what it looks like when Black people stick together and how dangerous we can be.
yes,
Intelligent, our
yes.
intelligence, all that, and we've been down for way longer than we should have been when it comes to that aspect. And I'm just gonna do my part while I'm here, and by
And your dangers that you speak
doing.
of is transformational. How transformational we can be. And that's why I'm saying, when I saw the DM and you spoke to what it was you wanted me to come on and add to the podcast, I'm like, it's for our culture. So it was just a no-brainer for me. So yes, I definitely see what it is that you're doing. You got some motion, a solid team. I watched the episode, and just to know that you got some folks that's really riding with you and showing up so that y'all can do the work and really discuss some heavy topics is awesome.
Yeah, definitely. And that's just what it is. And I'm going for my part. And I want to thank everybody on again. So let's get up to this. Some I got some nice questions I want to hold down for you. You know what I'm saying? Especially with everything that's going on. So, well, first and foremost, for those of you that don't know who this sister is, my first question to you: who is Locha Brooks? Where is she from? And what does she do?
Locha Brooks is a divine being having a human experience who hails from St. Louis, Missouri, born and raised, and now I am located in Dallas, Texas. I absolutely love it here. I am the proud mother of two wonderful kings, Pharaoh and Sayer Brooks. Those are the loves of my life. So you are look with the name Messiah, you already see what I got going there with Pharaoh and Sayer.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
my grandma raised me. Shout out to Ruth Marie, sending her so much love. I appreciate her so much. Shout out to Big Locha. That's my mama. My twin, of course, Isatis, Dr. Isatis, Dr. Nicole. She just got her doctorate
Hey.
last year in educational leadership. But I am, uh, I can easily be that stereotype. Black chick from the hood, raised by the grandparents for certain reasons, one or another. But I am a overcomer, and I really believe that I have a mission, that it is my duty on this earth to assist in just education reform within our community and culture, and just showing what it looks like to show up and walk in your calling. So Locha Brooks, educational consultant. And what that means is I provide professional development for other educators through my organization, First Class Educator. We do a lot of equity work, a lot of culturally responsive instruction, meaning we help educators see the benefit of aligning their content area, be it English, science, math, with the backgrounds of their students, so their students can actually see themselves within their work. So being culturally responsive instructors, leadership development, beginning year teachers development. So I just love things in the education realm, and that's me in a nutshell.
Hey, yes, I love that introduction. Yes. For those of y'all that didn't know, I'm pretty sure y'all have a brief description of who Miss Brooks is. And thank you, man. Hey, and it sounds like you are, and from what I see on your page as well, it seems, man, you are really out here putting in the work, and I love it. Like
Thank
seriously,
you. Thank
just
you.
seeing my people win is just. Whew. So with that being said, man, the second question I want to ask you, and I'm pretty sure, oh, I can't wait for your answer for this one. And
Okay.
this can be a brief description, or you can just give a whole all out. But for Miss Brooks, how important is education to you?
Oh, education is the foundation. It is the essence of everything, the understanding of everything. And I really feel that the more education that we have, the better equipped we will be for any circumstance or situation. And I'm not truly focused on people being so concerned with the titles as far as that you have in education. If you got your doctor's degree, if you have, I just believe that we need skills, and we need to be knowledgeable about the world that surrounds us, being open to learning, and just understanding how valuable education is with regards to everything that we do. So it's very important. It's one of the most important things is to be educated. It's one of the most important things.
Mm, and I always felt like just having some form of education just feels good because me personally, as far as a form of education, I believe history is just especially Black history is just one of the best forms of education right there. Just knowing what we went through and what America is not telling us. That's stuff that we have to you really have to go read and do research about, And I just but I love that though because it just makes you appreciate our culture more and just appreciate what we've done and how long, how far we came to get where we are. It's time to just work on, just work on certain things to keep our progression going. And education is definitely one of them. So that's
and even what you said in regards to knowing our history and understanding our history, I think even giving the people a more formalized definition of education, which simply is the process of receiving or giving instruction, and understanding that it can be a formalized system where we send our children to school, or for me, I homeschool. And that's another reason why I truly want to come on this platform, is because I understand not everybody can homeschool. I homeschool my youngest son. My oldest son goes to traditional public school. The thing about it is regardless if we're going to send our babies out to the school, it is still our duty to make sure that we introduce them to information. And although some of us may not have a deeply formal educational background where we done been to college or community college, whatever the case is, but providing them with experiences and opportunities to learn, and then even again to go back and understand our history. Because I think if we understand and know more about who we are as a people, and just have the basis of how to acquire information, how to research, how to fact check, because even when we send our babies inside of these buildings, some of the history that they're being taught, institutionalized, and being taught wrong information, that's a real thing. Okay, so we need to be able to have strategies to use to fact check, and not just a Google, but really doing some extensive work to understand and come to a common understanding of, is this information correct, not correct, and using multiple sources. So I just love education to me. And look, because it's your show, I get deep with it. It's an art to me. It's such an art form to me. That's what education is. So again, it don't have to be no formalized, you go sit in a desk and the teacher teach you, but I'm really about experiential learning. So going out and having experiences, going to a art gallery and seeing how does that art connect and relate to your life, having deep conversation about that. Any opportunity to exchange dialogue and create a deeper understanding, to me, is a process of education, because from that dialogue there comes understanding and just deeper meanings to life in general. So it gets deep, but yes, education is very important.
Yeah. And just to add on to what you said, when you come on here, I want you to go deep. I want you to talk it. Like, this is, like I said, this is why this is called a moment with the Messiah. Like, this moment is really based on you, and I want you to talk it because it needs to be out there, because people just think, just because, I mean, me personally, I'm all for education, especially if people that actually want to learn, that actually want to put in the work. Like, as you said in that statement, like the excessive research, not just Google. We can't. I'm pretty sure we're around the same age. We come from the era where Google wasn't there.
Right.
We had to go get them library cards to go check out certain books and stuff. We had to go read these biographies on our heroes. You know what I'm saying? So, and there's nothing wrong with that authentic research. And again, man, shout out to that answer, man. That was dope right there. Again,
thank you.
You killing it. You know what I'm saying? So as I was looking at your profile and peeping out what you do and whatnot. So this next question is based on let everyone know, what is First Class Educator, and when did you start it? What inspired you to create it, and how are you feeling about it, like knowing that this is a movement that you are putting your all into? And
oh, thank you so much. So again, First Class Educator is my baby. It's my educational consulting firm. It's my first daughter, because I haven't had a daughter yet. It's my first baby girl. I started First Class Educator with the idea that I wanted to be, we're going to be the #1 premier educational consulting firm, internationally recognized for our services that we provide to education organizations and other organizations. And really, I just knew I wasn't doing the traditional 30 years in the classroom. That wasn't going to be my life. Like, I'm teaching in this classroom and then I retire. So I knew I was going to get a master's in education, and I toyed with administration. But in the education industry, we look at going into administration, and this is just the truth, as going to the dark side. And the reason why we call it the dark side is because you are limited in things that you can do. So you look at it as going up the ladder. And of course, we thinking about monetary. You make more when you're admin, when you're a principal, and you moving up, and thinking about district leadership or probably even superintendent. But as far as what you are able to do, authentically do, of course you can carry out your agenda, but you have a lot of red tape that's involved when you work inside of a district and you hold a seat such as principal, such as a such as a superintendent. And so I knew fairly early in my career that since I was not going to stay in the classroom for 30 years, I'm getting my master's in administration. I have so many educators that are asking me for assistance. I'm like, I'm going to start an educational consulting firm. I'm going to assist educators on a higher level because that's where my calling is. So I had the benefit of watching a whole entire group of students from middle school, 6th grade, go all the way through high school. I worked at the middle school their entire 3 years while they were there as in-school suspension coordinator. Once I received my bachelor's in English and my certification in English, I taught high school then with those same 6th graders. I was their freshman English teacher, and I got the benefit of seeing them graduate. And so it was amazing for me just to already have served in education for 10 years when I decided to start my school consulting business, recruited some of my old teachers that were phenomenal at doing this, what I call equity work or culturally responsive work. And we just been rocking and rolling ever since, which is I started it in 2019. And we're in our 4th year. I've been full-time now with my business for 4 years. I've now started a community. It's called the SCA, the School Consulting Accelerator Community, in which I have over 50 educators who have tapped in with me to start their own school consulting business. And one of the reasons why I started that community and that program is because I didn't want other educators feeling like they had to come and work for me or my business. I wanted to empower them to show them how they could also be a business owner and enact change with respects to what it was that they felt their mission and agenda is. And so it's just beautiful to see other educators walking in their calling. And one of the things I point out, I am not the biggest brain, especially in the community within my business, first class educator. I'm nothing without my team. So I'm very big on collaboration. I love, and when I say love, I tell them this all the time, from my business partners, my colleagues, my peers, the people who are in my community. I love them because I want to see them be successful. And the love component is very on a super deep level. Is when the love is there, oh my God, everything just fall in alignment and it do what it's supposed to do. And so I love everybody that's in my circle, that's in my sphere. Anybody that receives any influence from me, I submit to them first love, and then we get busy with it. So first class educator is just, it's the catalyst of education reform, and not what you hear on the TV, oh, education reform. We really backdooring the system in a major way. And at this point, I'm proud of what we're doing on a national level. I'm very proud of the work.
Yes. Ooh, I love it. Yes. Ooh, I'm loving it. Yes.
Yes, I'm
Y'all,
proud of the work.
y'all see this. Y'all see this. She said that it can get deep, and it is getting deeper and deeper. Oh, I love it. Yeah. Shout out to first class educator. Your baby, your
Shout out
freshest
to
baby.
First Class Educator. It's going to be a household name, much like a lot of the educational publishing companies that we know from growing up. Those little books that had the little red title in the corner, those household names. First Class Educator is going to be a household name internationally in terms of our services, our resources, and everything that we provide. And I'm standing and believing it because I know it's true.
Yes, as it is, as you should. Ooh, yes, I love it, man. Again, shout out to your baby. I love it. Um,
Thank you.
well, my next question, and like I said, you are killing the questions. I'm loving it. My next question to you, since you've been on your journey, what goals have you reached while on your journey, and what other goals would you like to reach while on your journey?
seeing the work impact communities in ways that I never even imagined. And so my initial goal was to come in and assist educators improve their instructional practices through a culturally responsive lens. And I know my people is watching, and I want to use the actual terminologies that we use because I know everybody knows. So I'm not talking above anybody. I wanted to see non-minorities, people who not Black, really know that genuinely there is a respect that I have for them with regards to them wanting to perfect their craft as it relates to the relationships that they want to have with students who don't look like them. So being very strategic with how we give them the information and the content so that they can know that we are supporting them, that we're not calling them racist, that we actually have a genuine interest of helping them in their professional growth. And just to see that, to see that and capture how transformational our services have been in communities, it gives me chills. It absolutely gives me chills because at the very end of the day, when we look at the number and we look at the statistics and we see the ratio of non-minority, majority white teaching staffs working with urban students or minority students, we already know there's some disparity. So my number one goal was to come in and be of service on a high level and to be respected for how we approach the work. And we've accomplished that. We've achieved that. And so the next part of my goals and aspirations, again, with my community is to build such a strong, I'm going to use the word regime, okay, that we are prepared to take on the work at a super high level, be it statewide, nationwide. Those are my goals, is to really perform at a high level on that arena in regards to education reform.
Yes, yes. And it's like those goals right there, and from which everything that you're doing, you can and you will achieve them.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I know it's Mr. Vega, but Mr. Messiah, because ain't no way I'm going to see Messiah on there and not say Mr. Messiah, okay? So
Yeah,
thank
you
you.
feel
I
me?
appreciate that. One of the things, too, I just want to say, because I'm all about uh, authenticity, when I talk to people, I want to talk to the God that's in them. So it's just so beautiful, that you embody the Messiah as your name. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, I just love this. And like I say, it get deep when you continue the conversations, but that is truly why I just wanted to come on here and just speak about what it is that I'm doing in the education industry. I know you have some questions, but it's definitely some things from the previous podcast that you all did in regards to education that I just want to make sure that we acknowledge too, that we can do as a culture and as a community that I truly believe will enhance the educational experience for our babies and all babies.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And that's just what I was aiming for. Like I said, the moment I seen that clip of you, like I just and then just putting that together with what you have going on, and then seeing everything you're doing on your page, like, man, it just you give me that 60s, that black people 60s activist move, like feeling like that's the vibe I was getting. Like she's not talking, she's really out here doing it, and and she's covering the parts that needs to be covered. What better way to cover education? Come on,
Come
we are
on.
not being taught what needs to be taught out here to really survive out here in this world. And I don't just mean just financially. You feel me? Without knowledge, you don't have too much. Your finances are going to be limited. That's the thing I'm learning. You know.
Facts. And that was something that you all brought up as well. The things that we aren't learning, in a way to remedy that. When we even understand how the educational system was started, it's working exactly how it was designed to, which is not to empower us to be free thinkers, which is not to empower us to be entrepreneurs, which is not to empower us to be in a position to where we are looked at as intellectual, intelligent beings. It is definitely to keep us under the boot and foot of someone else. And so I really think if we want to see true change, we also have to get actively involved. And so for some parents, it may be challenging, but we have to be dedicated to it. I'm talking about becoming board members. See what the process is to become a board member and get active in that district. We are taxpayers, whether you stay in a home, whether you are renting out, that you paying into that system that's funneling that school system that our children go to. So getting active, whether it's the PTA, showing up for parent teacher association, making sure that we do go to the parent teacher conferences. One of the things that I experienced this year, my son, he's a freshman, he wanted to go back to school. We homeschooled for the last couple years, but he wanted to do his freshman year, play football, all of that. He has a teacher, first year teacher, blessings to her, positive vibes to her. When I went into parent teacher conferences, and I'm sharing this because it's so relevant in supporting our teachers. Okay. You know how it was when your teacher clowning and your mama say, I don't want to hear nothing, whatever Miss such and such say, go this and that within reason. Right? Within reason. Not no off the wall, the teacher going off on you and acting all crazy, but within reason, them having expectations and you supporting that teacher because that's at the end of the day, their classroom. So this one scenario, my baby, first year teacher, she gives them a high score on the assignment that it didn't deserve a high score. And so when I asked her about it and she said, well, he's such a respectful student and he this and that. And I said, I don't want him to get complacent with being mediocre and receiving high markings. I want him to truly earn his grades. And so later in the school year, she was having some challenges with him. And so when we talked, I revisited what we had spoke on at the conference about making sure that she has high standards for him. Else he gonna think this is the way the school year is going to go. So she reflected on that. And I said, and I'm still supporting you. I will talk to my son and make sure that he's doing everything that I expect him to do in the class as far as getting assignments in, making sure that he's respectful in the class and so forth. I say all of that to say, some of these teachers, if they come into the schools and they showing up, we need to support them. We already know that it's a teacher shortage. So if there's anything that we can do as a community, as parents, is to support the educators who are there for our babies. And it still may be a learning experience for them, but we got to do just like how our parents did and be active and support them and make sure that we hold our students, our babies accountable when we send them off into that building, that we have expectations for them as well.
She killing it. She is killing it. You feel me? This is and I gotta, oh my gosh, I gotta give myself the flowers because I knew you was. That's why I was like, I'm gonna make sure I come with some nice questions, and I'm gonna make sure she gonna put it. It's gonna get deep, and you are, girl. Salute to you. I love it. So by the energy being there, I have to ask this question. What's your proudest moment since you've been on your journey? What is that one moment that when you just wake up and you just look like, dang, I really did that. That was really me. And I know I'm not done yet, but this was definitely probably, if not my top 5, then it's definitely my top 3. So what is Ms. Brooks' proudest moment when it comes to on your journey?
My proudest moment, and
she gotta think. Yeah, that's how you know she got a lot of them. She gotta think.
So this one really, and I reflect on this all the time. It's so wild. If you saw in my bio, I participated in a Women in Educational Leadership program at Harvard. And when I got the opportunity to apply for the program, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna apply for it because this, I don't know if I'm gonna get in. It's still like a application process. They got to vet it and all of that. And so I had told my oldest son, I told Pharaoh, I was like, I'm gonna apply for it, but I don't, I'm kind of weird. He was like, Mom, apply for it. You're gonna get in. So when I applied, And then I think a couple of weeks later, I found out that I made it into the program, to the Women in Educational Leadership program at Harvard. And so I come back to my son. I say, son, oh my God, I got into the program at Harvard. Are you proud of me? And he was like, Mom, like, I've been proud of you. I'm not proud of you just because you got into the program at Harvard. Like, I'm proud of you because I'm proud of you. And that right there, boy, that really touched me, because the babies are watching, and we think the pieces of paper, the titles, the accolades, all of those things, you know what I'm saying? So that's definitely in my top, and I just want to share that because I do this for my babies. Like, I love my kids so much, and I know as parents that they can't be as involved in the educational process like I can. And so I do that not just for my babies, but for all babies. And I love it. So that was one of my proud moments, was just to hear my son say that he was already proud of me outside of being accepted into their program. That was just a really good feeling. It made me feel like I'm doing a lot of things right that show my kids it ain't about the, material things or, things like that. It's really about just showing up in your authenticity and just walking in your calling. So that was a proud moment for me. That was a proud moment.
I wasn't expecting that, but I'm glad you took. See, I told you I
Very
was digging
light.
deep with these questions. I told you I was digging deep with them, girl.
Very light. It could be getting up the multi-six-figure contracts. It could be, getting awards and walking across certain stages. But no, it's really them moments with my kids where it's so real that it's just like, yeah, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Like, this is what I'm supposed to. If my kids straight know, like, I was like, dang, that was deep though. It was so touching when he said that. It made me feel accomplished. Like, if my kid can see past that and see a person for being who they are and doing what they are called and led to do, that was a proud moment. So yes.
Yes, and that's what we all about, moments. Especially,
Yeah.
man, when you with the Messiah. I love hearing these moments, especially when it comes to bettering our people and our culture. So, got two more questions, and I definitely want to ask this one first. What would Miss Brooks like to see improved in the educational system? I know it could be a whole bunch, but just give the world a brief description of what would you like to see improved.
I would like to see more culturally responsive instruction taking place, and just seeing the curriculum being enhanced in a way that the majority of students have materials that reflect them and their background, and that empower them with respects to who they are. And I really also think we have to take care of our teachers. We really have to take care of our teachers. So something definitely has to change to where they are given a livable, respectable wage that will keep them motivated to coming back and showing up and being their best selves. Being able to afford just the basics in life, to be comfortable. It's kind of hard to get somebody to show up every day and do such a strenuous task as teaching and leading this generation, and they not being compensated fairly. So definitely taking care of the babies with culturally responsive curriculum, and taking care of our educators. Those are the things that I really want to see, as well as a commitment to work with minority vendors as it relates to providing educational services and products to school districts. That's something that I would like to see, is a commitment, and not no 1%. I'm talking about high, like 50%. I truly believe that if minority vendors who have educational services and products were given more opportunities, they would be able to build out their systems and platforms so that they can play in a big arena, like a lot of these big name textbook companies that we've been seeing ever since before we were born. So I would like to see a commitment to support quality. And when I say quality, those who have taken the time to really make sure that they've done the research that their products and services are making a difference, I would love to see some type of initiative to support them. So I know I gave you 3 things. Culturally responsive instruction for the babies to see themselves in their contents. Better conditions for teachers regarding pay, of course. And then a commitment on a high level, national level, of working with minority vendors who have educational services and products.
Yes. And there's nothing wrong with giving me 3. I told you this is your moment.
Okay.
So
Yes.
that
That's
was,
what
that was dope.
I want to see.
Yes, I love that. And with people like you and the work that you're putting in, you're gonna see a lot of it. That's just me. That's what I believe in. Like I said, I'm all for the culture and I'm all for the people that's actually putting in the work to better it. So I personally believe that it will.
I
Um,
appreciate that.
so last question I want to ask you, since we got 2024, which is literally right around, it's 2023 is practically over. So with 2024,
I'm still here, Vega.
I don't know if you heard the last
It
question
kind of
I
lagged
asked.
out there, Vega. You just now coming back. Come back with the question.
My bad. My bad. Like I was saying, since 2024 right around the corner, what do we have to expect from Mrs. Brooks in 2024? What goals would you like to reach next year in 2024?
Oh my gosh. New heights for sure. With respects to the work that we are doing. We're establishing a really nice footprint in the Midwest, first class educator. So I see us having a really, really nice presence with our services throughout the Midwest and here in the state of Texas. So more to come. And these are hot spots. And so I'm very excited about that and very excited to continue to present our work on a national level. I have the National Superintendent's Conference coming up in February where we'll be presenting the impact of our work in one of the districts we've been working in. But one of my goals is to get inside of more high needs schools that need assistance with culture, climate, and equity work. And for, again, there to be a movement to work with minority vendors because, again, having my school consultant accelerator community, I definitely believe in the services that they have. So I know there will be a large initiative that comes directly from our group and the work that we're collectively doing. So those are my goals, is to see some commitments on a national level from some organizations, as well as for our work to just continue to flourish and to be recognized on a national and international level. So those are my goals for next year. We're going to keep putting in the work, keep doing the work, and keep sharing on platforms like this. And my number one thing that I just want to leave our community with is just to stay active and engaged with the education systems that our kids are attending. And so just show up, be a presence, and everything is not always pristine and clean and pretty. But once you get involved, have the dialogue, go to board meetings, and just get active. So my goals is just for everybody to step up and do their part. But you will be hearing more about First Class Educator and our services and the impact, as well as the initiatives to work with minority vendors that's going to be coming down and sprung out of our movement.
Yes, yes, I love it. Man, this has been a dope episode. Like, you really, like, we covered a lot within 40 minutes, and I learned a whole lot about you, a whole lot what I didn't read, but your vibe and just knowing 2024 is definitely going to be your year. So just keep putting in
Thank
that work.
you.
and keep putting in that work, and I love it. So we got a couple seconds left. Is there any like free promotion you want to do? Like let people know where we can find you. Well, your IGs and business vendors you want to throw out there. It's your moment to wrap it up.
Thank you for that. So, what I would like to say, guys, definitely follow me on all social media. It's Locha Power Moves, and I'm definitely putting that in here so you guys can see Locha Power Moves on all social media. I absolutely love Instagram. I completely talk about education from the time I wake up going live in the gym to the end of the day. Any educators that are interested in school consulting, if you're interested in school consulting, DM me, watch now, and we'll get you over our free webinar. It's an hour-long free webinar training on school consulting. Definitely take notes. I show you how to structure a 100K deal with 72 hours of consulting. The thing about it is, guys, if you are a content area expert, I want to show you how to monetize your skill set and talent. So our school consultant community is phenomenal. So if you are an educator, make sure you tap in. Take a look at firstclasseducator.com. If you're a decision maker in the district, I would love to tap in with you and see how we can be of service to you. We work with beginning year teachers, leadership development, and working within the capacity of establishing equitable practices. So I am here to serve. Locha Power Moves on all social media. I am looking forward to connecting. Just reach out and it's all good. I truly appreciate you, Mr. Vega, for allowing me to come on your platform and share. I appreciate the questions, and I'm excited to see what you are going to do in 2024 as well with the podcast and with the direction that you are moving in with the content you're pushing out. So thank you for being here for the community as well.
Thank you, sister, and that's just what I'm all about, man. Anytime and anywhere that has to do with bettering our culture, bettering Black people, the Messiah is going to be there. That's just what it is. Again, I want to thank you for coming out. This has been an honor and a pleasure. I definitely got to bring you back, put you on some of these educational episodes that I got coming, because I'll be in the lab daily just cooking up topics that I could just give to the culture that needs to be talked about. So again, this has been another edition of Moment with the Messiah. My guest, Ms. Brooks, thank you for coming out. Live streaming this Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. It's the Messiah, it's Ms. Brooks, and we are out, baby. Let's get it.